We are recording! Second episode.
Yeah, fun
Yay.
times.
Okay, so, this weekend there was an SCG Open where, Devotion to Green actually got, it won. And, it got, so there were actually 3, in the top 8.
It's a green-red devotion list.
Yeah, so, yeah.
It got first place, third place, and fourth place, with white-blue heroic getting second, Abzan control getting fifth, Just Guy tokens getting sixth, blue-white control getting seventh, and Mardu dragons getting eighth.
Yeah, so, wow, these dragons, they're really making, an imprint. Like, remember when, Dragon Lord Ojutais were $6? Grixis Durgans.
Durgans.
Yeah. Okay, so this mono green deck has, for the mana base, it has 10 forests, 4 Temple of Amendment, 4 Wooded Foothills, 3 Nykthos, 2 Mountain, 1 Haven of the Spirit Dragon, 4 Courser, 4 Pelucranos, 4 Whisperwood, 4 Caryatid, 4 Rattleclaw Mystic, 4 Elvish Mystic, 3 Dragon Lord Atarka, 2 Hydra, Genesis Hydra, 1 Hornet Queen, 1 Ashcloud Phoenix, and then it has, that's 31 creatures, by the way. And then it has 3 Xenagos, 1 Ugin, and then 1 Sword of the Animist? Animist? Yeah, Animist. From Origins.
Remind them what that does.
Yeah, so it's 2 mana for a legendary artifact, and it says the equip cost is 2. And it says equipped creature gets +1/+1, and then whenever the creature attacks, you get to search your library for a basic land and put it onto the battlefield tapped. So it's just like major ramp stuff. Like, if you can go turn 1, like, Elvish Mystic, turn 2, this thing, Elvish Mystic, then you can get, like, 5 mana on turn 3. So, yeah.
Yes, Animus seems pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know why they aren't running, like, Nissa in this deck. It hasn't showed up. Yeah. And then,
which Nissa? One?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, 4 Guy's Revenge in the sideboard.
4?
4.
That seems a little much.
Yeah, I guess the person was expecting a lot of, like, blue-black control.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's basically like 7 mana, you win the game against the control decks.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
By the way, I'm not really listening because I am trying to type up what we'll be doing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'll go back to this.
Yeah.
And there was also a Modern and Legacy one.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yes. But for now, we'll just talk about Standard.
Okay. Yeah, so, wow, green seems like it's, like, the best color right now.
Well, there's been one Open Series.
That's true, but, like, if you look at, let me find another Standard thing. The SCG Open in Baltimore, Abzan Midrange got first place, Devotion to Green got second place, Bant got third, and then, wow, there were, again, 3 Devotion to Green decks in the top 8.
Green-red Devotion.
Yeah. Okay, sure. There was 1 deck that wasn't green.
In the entire top 8?
Yeah. And
what was it?
Jeskai Midrange. With, like, Dragon Lord, Ojutai, Soulfire Grandmaster, Goblin Rabblemaster.
Yeah, I know that personally in our local meta, there's a ton of, like, green ramp decks, but that's because it's insanely cheap to build, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
At least the base version, so, like, other than your Caryatids, which most people are just playing Rattleclaws now, other than that, the only expense is Nykthos at $2.
Yeah.
Some people play the old Nissa, which is like 11.
Mm-hmm.
Guy's Revenge, I think, is a couple bucks.
Yeah, it's 50 cents.
50 cents?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's really no price to it. That's for the mono green build. For green red, Dragon Lord Atarkas, which are sitting at like $13. So getting yourself a couple of those isn't going to be too expensive. For land base, all you need is Wooded Foothills, which have an insane amount of value post-rotation.
Yeah.
And your temples.
Yeah, so everything's, like, super cheap.
Yeah. Well, that's for our local meta. But, like, But I don't really get why people are playing it, because it seems that, like, it's super weak to any counters whatsoever. It's super weak to removal. Like, this deck just dies to a turn 7 Hero's Downfall.
Yeah.
Like, you play, yeah.
Yeah. Like, even if they ultimate Nissa, you can still go, okay, untap, draw, dig through time, Crux of Fate. And just, like, kill everything.
Or just Crux of Fate.
Yeah. I'm assuming you have, like, the dig in your hand.
Yeah. Or a Treasure Cruiser, actually any draw or selection spell in the format.
Yeah, so, GP Buenos Aires, I don't know if I'm saying that right, was, GP Buenos Aires was, it had 4...
Buenos Aires?
Yeah, Buenos Aires. It had 4 Abzan mid-range decks in the top 8.
I don't understand why Abzan mid-range is good anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I personally think that the meta has, like, left mid-range, and it's now becoming, like, so instead of the old trifecta of there's combo, there's aggro, there's control, and then in the middle there's mid-range, now it's kind of like combo is replaced with ramp, aggro is still there, control is replaced by, like, slow dragons decks, and then mid-range has now just become, you still, like, come online mid-game, but now it's with late-game cards because of ramp decks and, like, decks where you can draw into whatever you need.
Yeah, I'm looking at MTG top 8, and there's 0% combo.
Yeah, like, Jeskai mid-range is actually just an aggro deck that comes online mid-game with big draw spells to get you to your, like, really good cards. Green-red Devotion, it's kind of a mid-range deck because it wins around turn 10 with all its threats coming online turn 5 through 7.
Yeah.
But again, it would become like a weird control deck if it didn't have Nykthos, Radical Mystic, Elvish Mystic, Leaf Gilder, Sword of the Animist.
Yeah. So, like, all these decks are, like, I feel like the reason I feel like green is the dominant color is because if you spend your Hero's Downfall on their Elvish Mystic, then they can just reload to something like Pelucranos, and then you're dead.
You've never spent removal on an Elvish Mystic.
Yeah, but then they go turn 3 Pelucranos. So, like, you want to stop their ramp, but if you use one of your removal spells on their ramp creatures...
That is why Wrath effects are so powerful in the meta.
Yeah.
Because it hits their Rhino, and it hits their Anafenza, but then it also hits their Elvish Mystic and their Silm Caryatid and their Radical Mystic.
Yeah, so...
With 1-for-1 removal, you're losing a tremendous amount of value. But with Wrath effects, if you even hit one other creature, like, let's say with the Wrath effect, they have Pelucranos out. If you had a Pelucranos and an Elvish Mystic, or Pelucranos and any other mana dork, you're getting a pretty good amount of value.
Yeah.
Especially late game, when you're just trying to find... when you're just trying to win. Like, I personally know my Grixis Dragons deck. A couple times I've 1-for-1 with the Crux of Fate, just because it's a threat that's going to get rid of my threats, and that way I can get more damage in, and with a handful of gas, and against a Green Devotion deck, I know they have nothing left.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the reason Control is so good right now is because it goes over the top of the green decks. Like, it just deals with their threats so well with their Wrath effects, and then let's say they have, like, 3 Elvish Mystics and a Pelucranos. If you attack with Silumgar the Drifting Death and then Heroes down their downfall their Pelucranos, you've just wiped their board.
Well, it's not the best right now because, as we're seeing, there are clearly more powerful lists, which makes me think, because I'm looking at this green-red Devotion deck, and with 3 of them in the top 8, I'm really interested in how there's only one control deck, and it's getting 7th.
Yeah, I feel... yeah.
Like, looking at the rest of it, Blue-White Heroic and Mardu Dragons might be not too good matchups, because Mardu Dragons has plenty of threats, and your Crux of Fates don't do well.
Yeah, I feel like the reason that it's not just dominating right now is because red decks are a thing.
Yeah, but we're looking at this and there's no red.
Yeah, in the top 8, but, like, think about the top 16. There were probably, like, 3 red decks, because that deck isn't gone.
Well, I know I play tested against red with my Grixis Dragons deck.
Yeah.
And if you get to turn 5 and you're still alive, you win.
Yeah. But the problem is, if they kill you turn 4, then you're dead.
But that's not going to happen. Because you have even a few pieces of early game. See, if you know you have a Crux of Fate in hand, I would willingly trade a Hero's Downfall for a 2-2. And not a, like, value one, just like a 2-2 first strike or something.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm going to be able to, like, I know this is just keeping me alive. Then you turn 5 Crux of Fate, turn 6 Silumgar, the Drifting Death, and then you're just attacking, wiping their board of any threats they have.
Yeah, I think that's the reason that Burn isn't making it into the top 8, because it doesn't have a good way to reload. Like, with green decks, it's like Ugin or one of the Planeswalkers, like, they're just spitting out card advantage. With blue, like, there's Dig Through Time. And then with red, they don't really have a good way to, like, reload.
Yeah, they don't, that's why I really liked, while it was there in Modern, the, Treasure Cruise burn lists.
Yes.
Because it allowed you, like, turn 3 to play a 1-mana Treasure Cruise and just fill your hand up with more gas.
Yeah, so, like, it's basically 1 mana deal 9 damage, because you're most likely drawing 3 damage burn spells.
Yeah, in Modern.
Yeah.
In Standard, it's 1 mana, draw 3 cards that maybe a creature, like another draw spell, and then damage.
Yeah, I think that's why they run 4 Dragon Mantle, because at least it cantrips with, like, a pump effect.
Dragon Mantle?
Yeah, it's red for an enchantment. Yeah, you draw a card.
With fire breathing.
Yeah.
Wait, do they mainboard, Hornet? Yeah, actually, I'm looking at this list. There are 3 cards in the entire main board that Control is weak against. Actually, no. 4 Whisperwood they're pretty weak against.
Yeah, I feel like they aren't very good against Nissa either. Just, like, repeatable effects that you don't need to sink mana into and can't be countered.
No, but I'm just looking at this, and, like, Ashcaleb Phoenix is not the best against Control. Like, it's certainly good, but it's not the best. 4 Elvish Mystic, no. 2 Genesis Hydra, they're insane cards against Control, because either way you get the upside. Hornet Queen is sometimes hard to deal with, depending on your hand, because if you have a Wrath, obviously it doesn't matter, but...
It dies to Bile Blight.
Yeah, but how many Control decks are playing Bile Blight anymore?
I run 1 in the board, but that's because I'm afraid...
In the sideboard, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's because there are decks with Rabble Masters, there are decks with Hornet Queen. I personally prefer just playing more Wraths against, like, a Hornet Queen or Rabble Master.
Yeah.
Because Bile Blight, if they don't draw that card, it is bad. If they do not draw their Hornet Queen or their Rabble Master, your Bile Blight is very bad.
Yeah, you're trading it for, like, an Elvish Mystic or something, but it kills literally nothing else in their deck. Like, It kills Rattleclaw Mystic.
Yeah. It kills Morphs, it kills Ashcloud Phoenix.
Yeah.
It kills very, very bad Genesis Hydras.
Yeah. So,
here, I'm gonna look at this list. But, like, actually, at first, this kid... No, Whisperwood's a 4/4. I don't know why I thought Whisperwood was a 2/2.
Yeah.
It's a way to get around Miska. Actually, I'm looking at the sideboard of this green-red deck. It's basically built to fight 2 decks.
Which list is that?
The first place one.
Oh, okay. In the Standard Open?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's built to fight... I feel like it's built to fight Control and
aggro.
Yeah, Control and aggro.
Because against mid-range deck, it just wins.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think the Arbor Colossus is for?
Like, Dragon's decks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Wow, there's like... Yeah, he prepared for 2 decks. And that was the entire top 8.
Yeah, well, White-Blue Heroic, I think it would be pretty weak against.
I'm looking at this deck. Let's see. Yeah, I mean...
Alright, speaking of opens, I think we should segue over to the Modern Open.
Yes.
This is something I can actually talk about and know what I'm talking about. My page is loading. But I really want to know how Magic Origins affected it. Like, I know I was thinking about testing with Abbot of Carol Keep as one or two of. Avaricious Dragon and Burn. As like a turn 4 you play it, then every turn you're just drawing 2 burn spells and hitting face with them.
Yeah. I feel like Affinity is one of the best decks in Modern. I've actually been trying out Collected Company in that deck. Like Splash Blade.
No. That sounds really bad.
Why? I mean,
just because turn 4 getting Memnite and an Arcbound Ravager.
Yeah.
That's basically paying 4 mana to get an Arcbound Ravager and a token on it.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
Okay.
Yeah, it already has, like, an okay way to reload with, like, Thoughtcast. I mean, if you look at the Modern meta, Affinity's 10% of the metagame.
Yeah.
That's a big percent.
So we're going to look at this top 8. Wow, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 twin decks.
Are you sure you're looking at the right deck? I only see 1. Grand Prix Singapore?
No, Chicago.
Oh. Let me
the one just last weekend.
Oh, let me see. Chicago. I see the one that happened last weekend, as GP Singapore. Let me see.
Open.
Hang on. Let me search for it.
While you're doing that, I'm going to talk about the Chicago Open. So Grixis Twin got first, Blue-Red Twin got second, Grixis Control got third, Burn got fourth, Teamer Twin got fifth, Green-Red Tron got sixth, Cants. Grixis Twin got seventh, and Abzan Collected Company, Hubert, got eighth.
Yeah.
Hubert's selling out of that deck.
He is?
Yeah, he's selling his Cocos.
Huh.
And I just got my playset, so...
Yay!
Yeah, they're pretty good cards.
Huh. I'm seeing GP Copenhagen,
The GPs or the SCG Opens?
on MTG Top 8?
I'm on the SCG website.
Oh, will you send me a link?
I have no clue how to do that. So just go to StarCityGames.com, go to decks, do all that jazz. And while you do that, I will continue talking. Okay, so Grixis Twin, the winning list. I'd be surprised if many people didn't know what this deck was. What this deck is, because it's basically a twin deck that splashes black for Kolaghan's Command, Tasigur, and I think some cards in the board. So creatures, it plays the normal package, but it also has 2 Tasigur. Then spells, it has the normal package, except it also has Kolaghan's Command and 2 Terminate.
Yeah.
And in the board, it has another Kolaghan's Command and Olivia Baron.
I've seen some people run Thoughtseize.
Yeah, I actually really like Thoughtseize. I've read some article, the control in Modern, and how people are, complaining there's not good control anymore.
Yeah.
And they're saying, but now instead of it being reactive control like we're used to with counter spells and removal, now it's proactive control.
Yeah.
With cards like Thoughtseize and Blood Moon. Cards that instead of once they play something stopping them from playing the thing in the first place.
I feel like those are just old fogies being sad about the deck that the Randy Bueller mono blue counter everything deck. They're just like, I want to play the mono blue counter everything deck. Do you remember that deck? Yeah, so it ran Rainbow Efreet, which is 4 mana.
The 3 mana, 3/4 deals a damage during your upkeep.
No, so
that's Efreet.
Yeah, so Rainbow Efreet is 4 mana for a 3/1, and for blue you can phase it out. For those of you who don't know what phasing something out means, is so you exile it and you treat it as though it doesn't exist, in air quotes, as long as it's phased out. And then before your next untap step, it phases in. So it played like Force Spike and Mana Leak and like all these counter spells at 1, 2, 3, 4, like everything. And then it played Rainbow Efreet and Stalking Stones, which is 6 mana. It's a land.
This is not a deck during Innistrad and Ravnica.
Oh, because this
Etherling instead of Rainbow Efreet, and then just every counter spell legal in that format.
No, so this was around like Mirage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then you played Stalking Stones, which is a land that tapped out a colorless, and then for 6 mana it just becomes a 3/3 for the rest of the game. And then so you'd amass this critical mass of lands, and then you would play Impulse as your card draw engine. And the card that says blue, draw card, but it has buyback for 5. So for 6 mana, you just infinitely draw cards. So you counter everything. And then your win condition was Rainbow Efreet and the land. And then so you draw that, and then you just kill your opponent. And then it had Sea Sprite, which is 1 in a blue for a 1/1 with flying and protection from red. So you'd board that in against the red deck, because the way the rules worked is, okay, so Ball Lightning was legal. For those of you who don't know, it's red for a 6/1 trample haste, and then it goes away at end of turn. But the way the rules, so the way the rules worked were if a creature had protection from a color, and so like the Ball Lightning would attack, and since it had trample, the way the rules worked where the creature would sort of just try to deal damage until it couldn't anymore. So that creature would just like soak up a Ball Lightning, and the way you win against this deck is you play a 1-drop on turn 1. And so they played 4 blue Elemental Blast, because the red deck was the best deck. So yeah, that's the way that deck works. So I think people are just like, well, we don't get to play Force Spike and Mana Leak anymore, so everything's bad.
Because now we get to play Silumgar's Scorn.
Yeah.
And Silumgar's Scorn instead of Denial, I guess. And Silumgar's Scorn. Dissipate Silumgar's Scorn. Cancel Silumgar's Scorn. Have I yet mentioned Silumgar's Scorn? No, have I? Actually.
Oh.
Silumgar's Scorn.
You have not.
Okay. So the blue-red twin deck is the same thing as Grixis. It just doesn't play Kolaghan's Command and Tassier because it's not fun. So
that's all you have to say?
Grixis Control. Why did I even click on this? 3 Gurmag Angler, 4 Snapcaster, 2 Tassiger. So the land-based, whatever. 3 Cryptic, 1 Dispel, 3 Kolaghan's Command, 4 Lightning Bolt, 2 Remand, 2 Spell Snare, 4 Terminate, 4 Thought Scour, and 4 Serum Visions.
So this is the control deck you were looking for.
Serum Visions is a $14 card.
They should have reprinted that in Modern Masters. They should have reprinted that as a common, and then so remember when Remand was $10?
Mm-hmm.
And then they reprinted that, and now it's $4. And it's $4. It's $4.
Can I sell my Serum Visions?
And now I'm a happy monkey. Yeah, sell them because they're going to be an F&M promo soon.
Yeah, that doesn't mean they're going to go down.
They're going to go down because then more will be in the market.
What deck should I play?
In what format?
In Modern.
Go, Grixis!
What was that? I already have Grixis Delver.
Grixis!
think we should call it good.
Okay. Alright, well, thank you everyone for watching. Are you gonna do like a sign-off thing?
Bye.
Okay.
I left, but then I can't.
What?
Everyone needs me. I had to come back.
Yep. Okay.
Alright, so for real though, this is the farmer's market. Bye.
Bye.